Hey guys, welcome back to the garage. We're going to try and get a little more work done on the rat today. Let's dive into it. Alright, so here is the header wrap we are going to be using. I got mine off Amazon. I'll have the link below. This is a 50-foot black strap that is 2 inches wide. Came with 6 ties to be able to attach it to the header itself. Alright, so here we've got the header. What we're going to attempt to do today is wrap the 4 exhaust flanges, tubes, channels, ports, whatever. What we're going to try and do is get the exhaust wrapped. We've got 4 exhaust runners, and then it comes to it's a 4 into 2, and then eventually into 1 down towards the end. So what we're going to try and do is get as much wrapped as we can. There are 6 clamps that came with the kit. So what we're going to do is we're going to clamp off at the beginning where we start, right up here at the top. We're going to run a single piece. For example, this one, we will run the single piece down to here, and then the Y, we will leave that little tail and wrap around onto that so that we have a clamp here, a clamp on the beginning, and then they will come together at the Y, wrap overlap with that, and then down so that we can use a third one on a pair of exhausts. Does that make sense? All right, let me try this again. 2, 1, out, 6 clamps, 3 per pair. We're gonna have to try and make this work. Look at the hands. Ooh, hands in the video. All right, set those clamps over out of the way, straps over out of the way. We've got our wrap here. Link, it will be below. The way I've decided to do this, since I am in North America, when you're above the equator, you have to wrap a certain direction as opposed to being in, say, Australia, where you should wrap the other direction. Just like the way water spins, if you wrap improperly, it will come unraveled. Not really, that's a load of crap. But I've decided to wrap this direction on this side. So what we're going to do, I'm going to start by wrapping on itself, a handful of times. And you can see it's coming loose super easy. But I'm going to wrap down, a little ways, and then I'm going to put one of the clamps on the top so that I can put more tension on it, but I'd kind of like to have it around on itself at least once or twice, probably just once, before I put the clamp on, so that I'm not just on the single end. If you've got your single end like this, see how it's already unfraying a little bit? You could easily have the whole thing start to degrade. So if I've got a full wrap on itself, kind of like this, then whenever I've got the strap on there, it'll be able to be held tight, and I can put a little more tension on it and make sure the rest of it is wrapped tight. Take my little razor blade and get rid of that little string. Hold that down tight. A little bit of tension on itself. Bring that down just a hair. We've got a good end to be able to start the clamp on. I'm gonna grab one of these clamps out of the bag. Straps, I keep saying clamps, it's a strap. We've got a strap here. While holding that, we'll be able to take this strap, push it in on itself. Alright, had to let go, it's still tight, hasn't moved. I'm going to move that in roughly a ½ inch. Just kind of finger tight there, grab a pair of pliers, give that just a little bit more of a pull. Now that end should stay tight. Get a little bit better view of that. There you go, you can see the clamp is in just a little bit. Strap is still loose. We're going to wrap it down towards the Y. So if we bring it from up there down to the Y, we'll leave a little bit of a tail so that whenever we wrap from this far runner in, we'll be able to overlap and continue down the pipe. And I am doing approximately a ½ overlap every time. We are now going with approximately a ¼ inch overlap on each wrap. That's what it ended up being. Not quite half the lap that I was thinking. But I've only wrapped dirt bike headers before. This is my first car header wrap. A little bit of room for learning. Alright, we are at the end of the pipe. We are going to give ourselves approximately a foot of overlap to be able to wrap around the other pipe, so whenever that one comes down, we'll be able to tie it in and run it on down from there. Exhaust runner number 2. So we've got our tail from the first one. As you can see, we've got a little bit, it's come undone just a hair. But we are down to here. I'd like to start overlapping the new long strap over top of the tail from the old. So we're gonna try and take this piece and wrap it around slightly, either around itself and then tie to that side, or around itself and then tie down here so that whenever this one comes over, it's just overlapping and keeping everything tight all the way down. All right, as you can see, we were able to bring this strap down, wrapped it around itself to approximately here. Whenever this one came over, I was able to overlap and get that coverage so that this strap is actually holding on this header wrap. This just helps the heat from the engine kind of work its way down, keeps the inside of the header slightly hotter header, a little more power. And when you're talking about a rat, which makes next to no power to start out with, you need every little bit of help you can get. And with this one, where we started at the top towards the end, this one we're gonna go about dead center on that last wrap. Pull it slightly tight, grab yourself a pair of pliers, and while you can hold that head to the other end, you just kind of give that thing as much torque as you can. So here is our header. We have half of it done already. This side is clamped, wraps down and around on itself a couple times. This side is also clamped, wraps down, overlaps, and then follows down towards approximately the elbow of the header itself. That's half a job done. Now we get to do it one more time. And here is our wrapped header. Took it down to approximately the elbow. We used about half, I would assume, a roll of a 50-foot header wrap. So we could have gone down further, but I got what I wanted done. Now we can try and install the header. So we've got the header all wrapped up. We're gonna try and get that installed now. All right, so first attempt did not work. We had to end up cutting out slightly more rain tray in this area. Hopefully that gives us just enough room to slide in. We are down and in. I have to get under the bottom and help line this up, but I think we're doing good. All right, there we go. Header's installed. The exhaust that I've got on there, with it being aftermarket, doesn't line up with the header exactly, so I'm gonna have to hit an exhaust shop and have them manipulate the rear slightly so it all lines up just perfect. But not too bad for a day's work. I did end up cutting my finger, a little bit of a redneck band-aid on there, but thanks for watching. See you next time.